There we go. Okay. Hello, and welcome to Just Animals podcast. I'm Elle, and with me, as always, is my dad, aka Guy.
Good morning, and it's great to be here. And we have some really super special guests today, Pod World. Thank you.
Yes, and Sam the zookeeper.
Hello, everybody.
And then our special guest today, we have Saruni and Boniface from Loisaba Animal Conservancy, all the way in Kenya, joining us today. We are super excited to have them. Welcome onto our show, guys. Go ahead, introduce yourselves. Why don't you give us a little background about Loisaba, and we'll get going from there.
Okay, so I'm David Saruni. I'm the security admin and IT technician in Loisaba. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then your turn.
Boniface, it's your turn.
I am Boniface Loy, Sergeant from Loisaba, working as Lion Ranger.
Cool. Lion Ranger, that is so cool. Yeah, so we have security admin and we have a Lion Ranger with us today, guys. So we're super excited. So first question, whichever one of you wants to answer first, how did you get into the field? How did you get into security admin and being a Lion Ranger?
Okay, just to start, like I said earlier, after school, I was looking for a job and I applied for a job here in Loisaba. I was invited for an interview, and luckily enough, they absorbed me, and I'm happy because that is exactly what I wanted.
That's awesome.
So do you do more IT or do you do more animal protection?
More of animal protection.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
And how about you, Boniface? How did you get into this business?
Yeah, I come to find job here in Loisaba, and I chose security, protect only.
Great.
Okay.
Excellent.
Cool.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
So how big is this park? Or I guess you don't call it a park, you call it a reserve. How big is it?
57,000 acres.
Wow. 57,000 acres.
So what's a day-to-day like for you guys? Like when does your day start? When does it end? What, as far as security goes, what are your specific jobs throughout the day, or what's your daily schedule as security admin and a Lion Ranger?
So our day is not just like, it's not a routine job, because in the morning, depending with the day circumstances, we arrange we plan our work. Like for instance, for Bonnie, if sometimes there might be HWCs involving HWC, meaning human wildlife conflict, involving lions. So on that day, Bonnie will be responding to that. But on a day when we don't have such a case, he will be doing other monitoring work, and myself, I will be doing reports and monitoring. We have very good monitoring systems in our control room. Like we have a ranger, we do smart. So when there is no any other special task on a day, I will be monitoring, and so. But in case there is any other special task, we are all going to the field to respond. So there is no routine job for any day. It's always new.
Okay. Right. It's always something different, I'm sure. So what kind of field incidents have you responded to in the past, or what's like a typical field incident that you go to?
Yeah, maybe I can take an example. Last month, January, there was an adult elephant that was stuck in a dam. So that was a special incident, because we responded by going there, a team of rangers, a tractor, and we went. We were joined with other teams. So the elephant was they immobilized the elephant. Then we pulled out of the dam, and luckily the elephant survived. There was no injuries, and that elephant rejoined with the family. That is an example.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
So
That is
are there any people that live on the reserve in Losabi? Or is it just for animals? Nobody can live there.
No, apart from workers, no one else lives in here.
Okay.
So do you two live on the reserve, on the land, or do you live off of it?
We live inside.
So all the workers live there?
Yeah.
Neat. That's fun.
That is so cool.
So obviously there's not a fence around 57,000 acres. So how do you prevent or keep the animals from straying out of the park? Is that what methods do they use, or you just have to?
Or do they come and go as they please?
Okay. What we do here, we don't control animal movement very much because one, Loisaba borders community to some extent and other conservancies in other parts. So there is free movement of wildlife from one conservancy to another. We don't control them as if we own them. We just make sure that they are safe in the landscape. So at no instant will we go and bring back an elephant that went to a neighboring conservancy. We give them free movement. And in fact,
Oh, okay.
Loisaba is
Okay.
a corridor that connects Samburu and Laikipia. So there is free movement of wildlife.
With COVID, did that increase poaching or decrease poaching?
Yeah, for Loisaba, we were lucky enough because our security, since we anticipated more poaching, we raised our standard, we increased our patrols. So at the moment, since COVID came, no poaching has happened, and Loisaba is
That's
Great.
now at
great.
That's
3
good.
years zero poaching.
That's great.
That's great.
So when you do have poaching, is it mostly like elephant tusk or rhino horns,
What are they going after?
or
What
is it
animals
people
are they
just
going
going it
after?
after to eat for food? What is the purpose of the poaching? I suspect it. I don't know. I'm going to ask you that question.
So for the last 3 years, there has not been poaching in Loisaba, but
Congratulations. That's wonderful. Good.
thank you. But previously, it was subsistent poaching, like killing just for food.
Yes.
But in other places, we always hear of wildlife poaching for tusk, but it has not happened in Loisaba.
So there's probably some money and fees collected when people can come to Loisaba. Does that help the local community so that they don't have to poach the animals? Is it funneled back into your local areas so that people can not have to kill the animals to subsistence living?
Yeah, what normally happens, we do have, Loisaba has a community liaison officer who most of the time works with Boni here when there is community involvement. Loisaba provides like furniture for schools. It builds schools,
Yes.
provide healthcare to the community. So there is no direct monetary, there is no direct money, but there is giving social
Yes.
amenities like providing of water, schools that will benefit
Got it.
everyone instead of giving them
Yes.
just cash.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent.
Sure.
So people are invested in maintaining Loisaba so that they can keep getting these amenities to them, such as the school and the water and the medicines and things like that. So that's good that they're invested in maintaining that reserve as a natural resource for them. So they see the benefit of having it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's also just real quick, there's on their website, loisaba.com, there is, it talks about it a lot, about how, if you go to how you can help, it talks about all the stuff that they do for the community, education and all the stuff, and how if you want to donate or help with any of that, there's a lot of stuff online about that. I saw that when I was looking at you guys online, which was really cool. That's all.
Yeah,
I just wanted to tell people they
fantastic
can go find
website.
it out there on you guys' website.
So
Yeah.
Boniface, are you like a police officer? Can you arrest somebody?
Well,
Yes, we arrest them when they do offense.
Uh-huh.
okay.
Okay, so you have police authority.
Yeah,
Okay.
So yeah, how did you become a Lion Ranger, and what do Lion Rangers do?
yeah. The lion rangers, they monitor the movements of lions, and they respond in when sometimes lions go outside and chill attack the community livestock. We respond and we go there. We advise them, and sometimes we teach them how they can protect their livestock.
Good. Okay. Right, so how they can protect their livestock without having to kill the lion or, right. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay. Have you ever have you guys ever encountered people that have tried to come and poach in Loisaba, or what kind of anti-poaching measures do you guys take to prevent poachers?
One, what Bonnie has just said, we create the good relationship between community and Loisaba by first supporting them
Fantastic.
so that they don't see wildlife in Loisaba as a liability, but they should also enjoy the presence of wildlife in Loisaba. That is one. Two, we do we do have many rangers who do day and night patrol, so that makes sure that there is no unauthorized entry to the conservancy. So we divide our conservancy into security blocks, and we assign different
Mhm.
teams to patrol every part of that block, and that makes sure that whenever even there is a natural cause of death to an animal, that animal is seen by the rangers on patrol. They take pictures, they record that. We have recording systems like smart, so they take pictures, it takes the GPS locations, and we forward that to the Kenya Wildlife Services. So it makes sure that every
Okay.
death is accounted for. If it is a predation,
Sure.
then it should be recorded as predation. If it is just old age, so every death of an animal in Loisaba is recorded and communicated to KWS.
Well,
Wow.
since you haven't
Okay.
had poaching in 3 years, are the animals thriving? Is everyone doing all right? And the population's growing. How's that coming along?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Loisaba is a wildlife corridor. So
Right, so there's always animals coming and going,
yeah,
Dad.
they are
Oh, so
coming
you're
in
not
and
taking an
going.
inventory.
But what we have seen
Gotcha.
improved is that friendliness between wildlife and people, showing that there is
Good.
no
That's great.
showing that there is no fight between them.
Great. How
Yeah.
That's
about
awesome.
Education.
water? Is there sufficient water in the area for the animals?
Yeah, sure. We have many dams in Loisaba, the man-made dams, and we have
Uh-huh.
springs and some streams that goes through the conservancy. So throughout the year, like right now, it is not raining in Loisaba, but there is plenty water for wildlife here in Loisaba.
Great.
So, like I know you said earlier, there's an elephant stuck. Do you respond to all like animal and distress calls? Like if an animal gets like caught in something or it's severely injured, will you guys go out to find the animal and assist like a veterinarian with helping it, or is that another area?
Yeah, what happens sometimes the patrol teams sight injured animals, maybe injured during fights or injured maybe outside Loisaba, because whenever there is an injured elephant, they always come to Loisaba. I think they know there is things.
Oh,
They
They
know
know
where
that's
they'll
to
get
go.
awesome. That's so
Yeah.
great though that they know like we're safe here and we'll get taken care of here. That is
you.
so
You
cool.
guys are great that they trust you
That's
and
great.
appreciate
Yeah,
that. Thank you for
an
doing that.
example
Thank you.
an
Yeah.
example is last year July. we had a big male elephant with an injury of a bullet on the next to on his leg. So this elephant came to Loisaba. He was cited by the patrol teams, and in case of such an incident, we don't have a vet ourselves, so we contact KWS through the security manager and the CEO. They contact the vet. The vet comes in, treats the elephant, then he leaves it for us to monitor until we give him report that it has fully recovered. But if there is need for a second visit, he will come.
Wow.
Are you guys using any kind of drones to help maintain security? Have you incorporated drones? You know what I mean by a drone? You know, it's like a little flying.
Yeah, I know. We don't use drones. What we do in Loisaba is foot patrols, vehicle patrol, and aerial patrol, and we started horse patrol.
Oh, horse
cool.
patrol. Oh, that's fun. So Boniface, if a tiger strays out too far and you have
a lion.
Oh, it's lion. Excuse me, a lion. A lion strays off the reserve and let's say goes into some residential area. Do you have to go get it and bring it back?
Yeah, we respond immediately and we bring it back.
Okay.
Are the animals? Maybe there are too many animals to do this, but are they inventoried or tagged or GPS tracked? Do you use anything like that, or there's just too many animals for that?
They are colored, so we use GPS to track where they are.
Okay, so you can see where they are, right? Okay, and when you bring them back, can you just lure them into the cage, or do you have to tranquilize them, or what's the process?
No, we have some corridors, so we go across the corridors and they get in Conservancy.
Right, but if they stray out and you have to bring them back in, do you
like? Let's say there's a lion in somebody's house. How would you go about getting it back in a safer spot that's safer for the people and the lion?
Lower your gain a little bit, Bunny.
Would you like tranquilize it and load it up in a truck and bring it back,
or would you just try to lure it into a cage with some meat or something? How would you bring the lion back to the park?
Yeah, we scare them. We go there and we make sure he's the one we were trying to find him, and we make a noise, clamping our hands so that we scare him.
Yes.
You have to show him that he's in wrong place.
Okay, and then he runs into your truck. Is that what they do? Or they just run out and you don't put him in a truck or anything?
Okay, just to chip in a bit, in Loisaba we have different prides of lions. So in each pride, one member is collared because they always work together. So we have a web application known as Ad Ranger, which we use to monitor the movement of these lions. So whenever they cross to the community, Boniface and his team respond by going to that place, even before they attack any animal. But as he said, we have animal corridors that goes to the community and they allow free movement of wildlife. So Bonnie and his team, they don't tranquilize an animal, but they just make sure they normally lions don't like that close. They don't like noise, one, and they don't and they don't allow you to be very close to them, especially when they know when they are out of Loisaba. So when Bonnie and
so they just
out of bounds.
They just run back to the Conservancy and say, "Okay, I'll get back in line and come back in." Right.
So it sounds like you guys prevent any incident. You guys are on top of human wildlife encounter prevention, basically. So like it's like, okay, you're getting a little too close to the town. Like you need to come back this way. Like go that way. So you guys will kind of like try to redirect them to a safer area for where they should be.
To scare them back onto
just
into the right area.
Back. And they have learned this corridor, so they know when they're scared from this end, which is the nearest corridor to get into.
Right. Excellent.
That's great. So did any other animals come to you when they're injured? Or how many elephants in the past have come to you with injuries? And how do you know that they're, besides from like an obvious deformity or a limp, will they kind of, where will the elephants show up when they need assistance, I guess?
So there is no specific place of the Conservancy where we go and find them when they have a problem. But I
Right.
said our teams rake every part of the Conservancy. Every part of the Conservancy is monitored. So whenever there
Okay.
is an animal with an injury, it will have to it will have to be seen. Like another example, there is a female elephant in Loisaba. It is a mature elephant, so I don't know exactly when it came to Loisaba with a problem with like a short limb. So
Oh,
from
okay.
afar,
Oh,
it appears like an injury. But
Yeah, they're limp.
whenever the ground team sights an elephant with such a problem, there is a vehicle team that goes close to the elephant, use binoculars, use cameras to make sure they get exactly what is the problem, so that we don't call a vet when there is no injury, and we don't assume
Right,
right.
right.
it is a natural deformity when it is an injury. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Gotcha.
obviously, if you're not talking about poaching, some of these animals are going to be eating some of the other animals, which is kind of just natural behavior. So, do they ever eat one that has a collar, and then you have to just go get the collar? You understand my question? In other words, like if it's I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a zebra is getting attacked by a lion. You're not going to interrupt that because that's just nature's way. A lion has to eat. But if that zebra, I don't know if you call it zebras, but do you consider that do you inventory that or record that killing as a natural situation?
That's a natural situation, so we leave that.
You leave it alone, right? You
Yeah,
just, okay.
but we don't have collared zebras.
Okay, great. Too many zebras around to collar them.
So what kind of what are your guys' favorite animals? I have to ask.
Coincidentally,
They probably like
both of us like lions. I work
Oh,
I
okay.
work
really?
under
Okay.
him in lion monitoring.
Do, do,
Oh, okay.
do any of the animals hang out at the office or come by the office, and do they stop by the office?
Have a chat.
Or maybe you don't call it the office, maybe you just call it your security building or whatever you call it. Do they like to hang out there?
For Loisaba, our the wildlife here are wild. They live in the wild. Like we don't have them very close to ourselves because they are not trained to live with human beings. As much as they are
Right.
friendly, but we don't
Yeah.
have them very close to us, and they our households are enclosed by the short elephant fences to make sure that it is
Uh-huh.
safer to work in the office. Like at this time of the night, it is 7:30 p.m. So to make sure that there is safety of workers, they are enclosed outside the residential area.
Okay. So you don't have like a friendly giraffe that hangs out by the office or anything like
We
that.
have one. We have one Greta Kudu, which is an orphan.
Yes.
Oh,
See?
cuckoo.
And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and a gravy zebra.
right. There
Oh,
was
I
a
love
what
Grevies.
was the name of that park we went to, Bunny? Where that giraffe? We just wanted to take him home. He was such a friendly guy
Oh, it
in
was up
L.A.
in Santa Clarita. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
I don't
giraffe
remember.
that he was just like he
A
wanted
giant
like a
dog.
big dog, a big giant dog. He was very friendly and wants to be pet and eat your carrots and stuff. So anyway, all right.
That is
Well, we
so
can't
cool.
keep
Yes.
these guys too long.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
So
so what
is the park open to visitors right now? Can people come or no?
Mm, I didn't get your question.
Is the Loisaba open right now for people to come and visit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And can you just walk around or do you have to hire one of these Kenya professional safari guides?
We have our own tour guides here.
Oh, you do? Okay. Good. That horseback riding version really sounds neat to me. I like horses, so that would be a great experience.
Okay, so I have to ask, what's the craziest call that you guys have gotten or have responded to?
Craziest call.
Or incident, or just something really random or that was shocking where it's like, what is going on today? Or what is happening?
Last year I think it was on March, the security manager received information of a baby elephant, a calf, that was drowning in the river.
Oh my.
Oh my
It
God.
was at around 6 p.m. So the advantage of light is fading out. So Bonnie, and some other rangers went to the spot, and we saw the baby elephant was swept by the flooded river, and not everybody can swim, and not everybody can swim to rescue. So there was a lot of confusion who to get in. There is that passion of rescuing this baby elephant, and darkness was coming. So
Oh boy.
we found two guys who could swim well. They swam through the river and rescued that. It was about 3 months old elephant calf. So we managed to rescue the elephant calf successfully. And it was we don't keep orphaned elephants in Loisaba, but we have another friend conservancy where they are kept properly. It is called Retatil Elephant Orphanage. So it was already dark. There is no planes flying around to take the elephant there, and the transport is very far. So it was really confusing. So we kept the elephant, spend time. Bonnie spent his whole night
Oh.
guarding the elephant. So in the morning,
So did the mother elephant like leave? Did they just leave, or did they hang out to see if the baby is going to be okay?
what happened? The elephants were crossing a flooded river. So
Yes.
the
Oh.
baby was swept. The mother tried to rescue, but
Oh.
it could not rescue. So after getting tired, they disappeared. And once you get hold of that baby, you cannot take back to the mother because it will be scented the human.
Yeah.
You will it is yeah. So she will not
Oh.
accept.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how was spending the night with a baby elephant, Boniface?
Yeah, I spent
It's a lot of work.
night with her trying to calm him. He's just crying, making a lot of noise,
Oh. Oh,
calm
yeah.
him because he was
Yeah, but
under
crying.
stress.
Right. So were you like petting the elephant, like feeding
Yeah,
him, like it's okay, you're safe
yeah,
now? Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. It's like, what did you do at work? It's like, oh, I
I
rescued a
saved a
baby
baby
elephant
elephant. Yeah.
and stayed up all night with it. What did you do? It's like I sat at a desk.
Okay.
That is so crazy.
Well,
Wow.
you know what?
So
These guys have been working for 12 hours, so we have
I
to
know we're gonna
be
let him go.
respectful.
I know we're one more question. Sam, do you have any more questions?
No,
Well,
I'm just
there's
enjoying
one word I want to say to you guys.
Please
Asante.
don't.
You're welcome.
it.
Yes, and then Boniface, do you have any crazy stories or anything? I mean, that's the elephant. That's pretty crazy. Anything else you would like to add?
nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on the show. We hope to
And thank you
visit.
for doing what you do to keep
Yes,
these animals safe. It's great, and it's so refreshing to hear that you haven't had any poaching in 3 years. That is a congratulations to you. You guys are doing a great job,
Thank you.
and we appreciate that.
absolutely.
And someday when this COVID thing ends, we're going to get over there and come see you because it looks like a great place if you really love animals. So
Yeah, beautiful. You
keep
work in
doing
like the
what
most
you're doing.
beautiful place in the world. That's probably your office view is not too bad, I'm assuming, Not too bad. You get to work in a
Yeah.
beautiful,
And you know what? You guys look
reservation, a
healthy and
reserve.
not overweight like most Americans. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming on
All
the
right.
show.
Yes, thank you.
Again, follow us on Instagram, Just Animals Pod. Send us an email if you have any questions. We hope to get to Kenya sometime and hang out with them and see them in person and see all the cool animals in Loisaba. Shoot us an email if you have any questions. And thanks as always for listening.
Asante.